next round is face-off. We have 6 well-known Big Brother housemates in the studio. Kamal, Nick, Jade, Victor, Michelle and Maxwell. We asked the public which of these housemates would do best on Mastermind. Who got the most votes?
Why can't I maybe have some votes?
Sorry, it's who would be best on Mastermind.
Yeah.
Did you not understand that question?
Jade, I think you do very well, but you'd be spinning around the chair.
I'm going to say Nick.
You're going to go with Nasty Nick?
Yeah.
OK. Dave's team, what do you think?
I'd love to see Jade on it. Just imagine it would be like you've passed on all 22. The answer to question 1 was Jade.
What would your specialist subject be?
Shoes and handbags.
Yeah. Who are you going to go for, team?
I think we've got to go for Kamal.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
What do you think, Jeremy?
Well, I don't think anything would be any good, to be honest, so... Well, I'm sorry, but, you know...
Yeah, they're not like the cast of Hollyoaks, are they?
No.
Victor, what would your specialist subject be on Mastermind?
General knowledge, really, like...
Your specialist subject would be general knowledge?
That would be it.
That is amazing. Yeah. And your specialist subject is general knowledge?
Why, is that not a subject?
Is it not a subject? No, Jade, but when your specialist subject... I can't believe I'm having to explain that to a human being. General knowledge is the general bit, and then they do have a specialist subject.
Oh, in knowledge?
In knowledge, no. Oh, you're adorable. Well, you went with Kamal, you went with Nick. I can tell you that Kamal got 19% of the vote, but the public thought the best person on Mastermind would be Nasty Nick. He got 50% of the vote. According to the public, Nick was voted the housemate that would be best on Mastermind. His specialist subject would, of course, be the role of Buttons in various pantos across the East Midlands. We asked the public, which of these housemates would you most like to meet on a blind date? Who got the most votes? Dave's team.
I'd want to go on a blind date with Jade. I'm picking Jade every time, aren't I? I'm sorry, I would. My worry is she'd never find a place, you know, the arranged place. It's like, I'll meet you outside Ritz's. I'm not going to Brazil.
Okay, who are you going for?
It's got to be Michelle, hasn't it?
I think Michelle.
It's got to be Michelle.
I don't, yeah.
No.
We go for Michelle.
Yeah. You're going to go for Michelle?
Even half the chance.
Who are you going to go for, Sean?
Who would you like to meet on a blind date?
The public is actually the ones
Come on.
that have done this. I ain't got a clue, but I'm going to go for Jade, innit? Because Jade, everybody loves Jade. Now you're getting it wrong.
That's cute.
Like that, man. Sway with it, flow with it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Does anybody remember the wooden tops?
Lisa, who do you think the public would have voted for?
Kamal.
You think Kamal?
There,
Why?
I said it.
You went for Michelle. I can tell you that Michelle got 20% of the vote, but Kamal got 35% of the vote. It was the top answer. OK, Dave, this is your final question.
All right.
We asked the public which of these housemates would make the best superhero. Who got the most votes?
Oh, Victor, didn't you have a couple of names, like superhero names, like the Milkman? And did you do the plumber? Was that... Why was that?
Because I leave pipe.
He's basically our job man. We're going to go for Victor.
OK, you're going for Victor. Sean, what do you think?
What would your superpowers be, Vic?
Turn up really late, take your account details and launder mass amounts of money through them. Fraud boy.
Should we go with Kamal?
Kamal had having assortment of weapons to throw in it, like a laser mirror and like throwing boomerang stilettos and things.
You could also throw a hissy fit.
Yeah,
OK, well, I can tell you that Kamal only got 16% of the vote.
What?
Victor was the top answer, 23% of the vote. Yes, according to the public, Victor would make the best superhero. One of his nicknames is the Milkman, because he always delivers milk. He's now a milkman, it's his job. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement, and all they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Dave, Fiona and Jason are to go first. To illustrate their statistic, let's have a look at a clip of an animal psychic channeling the spirit of a dolphin.
welcome, dear friends. It is our great delight and pleasure to be able to share this time and this space with you. You, dear friends, within human form, we within dolphin form.
OK, here is your related statistic. 52% of Brits would like to be reincarnated as a dolphin rather than any other animal. True or false?
I don't know why anybody would want to come back as an animal. You know, we're human. You know, we're the best animal in the world. As a human, I only want to come back as a human because I'm number one, or a unicorn.
I'm not sure you get
No, because people love horses, don't they? They love horses. Imagine how much they'd love a flying horse. Imagine that. And if they didn't love you, fly off.
It's a very good point, Jason. What would you guys want to come back as?
I could probably come back as a daddy longlegs, live for 6 hours and some pulls your wings off. That'd be my luck. Or I'd come back as a dolphin in a fish pool in Blackpool. With somebody going, right, you, jump or you won't get a pilchard.
Dolphins have got the edge for me, I think. They are very sexually active dolphins. They have group sex. They do all that. And the penis is prehensile. They can pick stuff up and carry it. That's brilliant, that. Like a bit of flower arranging. Look at that.
Jermaine, what would you come back as?
I will come back as a host of recycled nutrients, fungus and bacteria, and that suits me fine.
That's a comedy show, Jermaine. 52% of Brits would like to be reincarnated as a dolphin rather than any other animal. True or false?
Well, we're having a row now.
False.
So you're going for false?
2-1. False.
OK. Well, I can tell you that the answer is false. Yes, it's actually 13% that would like to come back as a dolphin. Of course, lots of people don't believe in reincarnation, but I think you may as well. You only live once. Right, OK. Sean, Phil and Jermaine, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
$720.
$720. All our bids are locked in. Good luck to you all. Our prize, $799. Merry ring.
You all right?
You should have seen Jermaine when she found out she was coming on this show. That was the Australian Price is Right. Here is your related statistic. 67% of game show contestants describe appearing on television as the most exciting thing that has ever happened to them. True or false?
She looked horrified. She's like she'd been given, you know, tickets for a dinner with Mick Hucknall or something.
It's called hysterics, isn't it?
Yeah.
They should have slugged her. Bam! Would have put an end to that.
Yeah.
What kind of a feminist are you?
I would have slugged you if you had hysterics.
Will you? Do I have to have hysterics? How about if I'm just cheeky?
Female eunuch, this.
Oh, I don't want to be here. The thing about game shows, they always say to contestants, don't they? They always say to them, you know, there's a funny thing happened to you once, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
With biscuits or something.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yes, yeah, I bought some rich tea and I got them home and it turned out, I forgot you've got it wrong, actually, we like digestives. And those are the usual stories they tell. So you can see that actually the anecdotes they have in their life are so pitiful that television probably would blow their minds.
Jermaine, you were on one, though, weren't you? You were on Big Brother. Was it the most exciting thing that's ever happened to you?
No.
What was?
Almost anything else. I loathed it. And they make up rules that you consider yourself bound by, and then they change them. And they make it as hard as they can.
This was Big Brother, wasn't it? Not your days in Guantanamo. What do you think, Sean?
I think it's absolutely spot on, Jimmy. That statistic isn't a statistic, it's a fact. Well, I'm staring down the barrel of the truth there. And I'm saying yes.
I can tell you that the answer is false.
This is a bit of a shot in the dark, but Commonwealth Games.
Oh, yes.
Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, which is pretty much a medal trolley dash, isn't it, really? For Jersey might win a medal, which I thought was quite nice. They're very excited, because the only time they've won a medal before was for fudge.
Jessica, have you been watching it?
Oh, quite avidly. Well, we're actually winning things. I mean, the Commonwealth Games is a game for people who don't really want to compete with people who might beat them, you know, like America.
I think the strange thing about the Commonwealth Games is the fact that it's basically all countries that Britain's invaded in the past. And it's a bit cheeky, really. It's like saying, that whole thing we invaded and took all your natural resources, it's all right, it's fine, isn't it? We're all fine about that. Let's play. Oh, let's play.
Some of these Pacific islands that come along, they mustn't be used to, like, all the razzle and dazzle of, like, the Commonwealth Games. I don't know if you saw the opening ceremony, but I can imagine when that koala came down on that flip-flop, people going, trying to get it with skill. Because you would be freaked out, wouldn't you?
Did you say koala on a flip-flop?
Yes.
Because I didn't see the opening of the games, and I'm really regretting it now.
A tram with wings comes down, and you think, this is ridiculous. Double take, koala on a flip-flop. People from Papua New Guinea shitting themselves.
Probably thinking we've got a new god. Let's have a look and see if the Commonwealth Games were one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, 44% of you have been talking about the Commonwealth Games. Congratulations to the Scottish, who did very well in the swimming after the heating in the pool broke down. Dave team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Budget, probably. Gordon Brown's 10th and possibly final budget.
VAT off condoms.
Well, that's going to save me, what, 13 pence a year?
And he said, he also knows champagne, there's no duty on champagne. He said, we might win the World Cup. It's like, we, you Scottish git. What are you saying, we?
The one thing that got me about the budget was they were saying how green it was, and one of his ideas, Gordon Brown, was to put a wind turbine on the back of every council house, right? Now, if you live on the estate I live, it's going to be like living in a fucking wind tunnel. I mean, there's going to be chavs, Alsatians, buggies blowing past my window. Is that hailstones? No, just sovereign rings banging on the patio door.
There was also his headline-grabbing thing was 4x4s get punished in some way.
People who drive those huge kind of tank-like cars, the 4x4s, you know, they're getting taxed more than ordinary people who drive ordinary cars.
I have one and I'm very proud of mine, so fuck you.
That's the kind of person we're trying to stop.
Okay. But I do recycle things. I do a lot of recycling.
I've seen that top before.
Yeah?
Basically, and I know it's stereotypical, but they are generally women taking the kids to school.
They've got to take those kids to school, but some of those kids' legs are about that long. You know, they've got to need a big car for them. Some of them have got satchels as well.
I need lots of seats.
They take up a lot of room. And they're tired after a day in school, they need to lie down.
Well, fuck you, I still like to have mine, so there you go.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, you're going to be £40 worse off?
I am, and that's why I'm on this show.
Has anyone seen the budget that John Prescott had fallen asleep? Did you see that?
It was like art, wasn't it?
Oh. It was funny because Gordon Brown said, like, we're going to cut money here, as you can see on my pie chart. He went, pie? I want to talk about the secret donors. Donuts! Poked him up a few times.
He's also planning to give women more opportunities, work training. In fact, it's double training for women. It's like, almost like a sort of punishment. Basically, he wants more women plumbers. Sounds like a fetish, but...
So he's trying to get more female plumbers,
I imagine he's got this idea that he comes down one day and he's got his dressing gown open and there's just women plumbers all over his house. Crawling all over it. There's some website, I don't know, Wrench Wench or something.
Let's see if the budget is one of the top 5. 16% of talent show applicants say they would be prepared to lose a finger for a shot at fame. Is that true or false?
Is that an actual question that you would ask a talent show applicant?
I think it's halfway through the act. People just go, I'll just chop your finger off. Do something.
I'd do it. What I'd do is I'd chop it off and stick like that and put the finger out my ear like that.
That's incredible. Or you could wrap it around your neck and use it to point at things. It's just round the corner, just over there.
Funny outside the X Factor auditions, though, going down the back, a bloke with a big bag going, fingers, the fingers, fingers, come on, you, just bending that. Fingers, come on.
You know it's illegal to chop your finger off, because it means you're not fit for military service.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How did you come across that nugget of information?
People tell me things and they stay in.
Did you hear that, Nikki?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Of course you weren't.
Do you think there's an escalating scale of what limbs you have to lose to gain a certain degree of fame? Like Heather McCartney?
She lost a whole leg.
But she made a fortune, though.
What's his name? Lost his eyesight.
Blunkett. These are all things Nikki learned in part 1. It's exciting, isn't it? 16% of talent show applicants say they would be prepared to lose a finger for a shot at fame. True or false?
False.
OK, I can tell you that the answer is in fact true.
Oh.
All right, calm down.
Well done.
Not a lot of people, though, is it?
Well, I mean, it's quite mental, isn't it? 16% would go, yeah, I'll have a finger off just to sing for Simon Cowell. Of course, once they've done it, they'll have to tend to off like this. Here is your related statistic. 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Is that true or false?
Well, they can't find my details. I give them my customer reference, I give them my date of birth, my postcode, my blood group. They can't find
The people that do the cold calling, you know, that ring you, I think that helps their love life, because I always say, go and get
But some people do sound more sexy on the phone.
Yeah, often people phone me up and they say, can we interest you in double glazing? I go, no, but you could certainly take me out to dinner.
Have you ever had phone sex? Fantastic.
I like the fact you know when the call's over.
And your mum walks in the room.
Yeah.
She can't walk in the room, she's on the phone.
You know, in America, all the sex lines start with 900. And the area code for Western Tennessee is 901. So you must get a lot of people in Western Tennessee just getting a misdialed call. What am I wearing? Overalls. My daddy's right here. Earl, it's for you.
All right. 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Is that true or false?
But I think yes.
We think yes.
We think
it's probably
yeah,
true.
Right. OK. I can tell you that the answer is true. Yes. Yes, 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Call centres are weird things. Yeah, I need to go from Coventry to Ipswich on Saturday. I better call someone in Bangladesh. They'll know. Did you know, for example, there are around 44 million bubbles in a bottle of champagne? And that statistic is brought to you by a scientist who was stood up on a date. In 2005, it was made illegal to keep goldfish in goldfish bowls in Italy. So, that's goldfish sorted. Now, organised crime. And the average woman will tell 28,000 lies in her lifetime. I don't know what my girlfriend would make of that. She's out with an old school friend tonight. Apparently, she might have to stay over. Let's get started. Dave, Johnny and Christian, and what else will the nation be talking about this week?
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. I started. And gripping stuff.
Do you know who they all are, though? I mean, I watched it
really,
last
don't
night.
care.
I'm still quite puzzled about who they are.
Yeah.
Having watched it.
It should be called I'm a Celebrity. No, honestly, I am. Yeah. I am, yeah, I've got an agent, everything.
Well, Jan Leeming's on. Do you know that?
No, the thing I like about Jan Leeming is that she's obviously full of a lot of the time. She lied about her task and made it out to be a lot worse than it really was. But everybody believes her because she's a newsreader. Yeah, and that is the great newsreader's luxury. You can talk total and you go, oh, all right.
I don't even know if that's true.
I was actually asked to go on.
Were you?
I get asked every year and I'm that far away from Panto. Excuse me.
Go on, would you ever think about it?
I've thought about it, but in really vicious dreams. Just turn up the first night, eat every bit of rice in the camp, stand there looking menacing, and then set your own camp up 10 yards away going, one of you will die tonight!
He's a very strange looking man. I saw a bit of it, that David Geske. He looks like a sort of Muppet with alopecia. Just, all the fur's just fallen off slowly, and it's just this weird blob thing.
It does
left
look as
under
if Paul Simon has melted.
He cries through his ears, I think.
You know, one day, all the paper mache things you made at school and discarded will rise up with him and start an army.
Well, let's have a look and see if it's there. What else have people been talking about this week?
Bond. James Bond. He's 007. And I like...
David Guest.
I just like the use of the 007 because I have a lot of trouble with O and 0.
You've missed the point. It's not 0. That's why it's O. That's why it's not just 7. It's 007.
So when you see me go, uh-oh, 7.
Are you a Daniel Craig convert?
Yes, definitely.
It's pathetic, isn't it? The way they all slagged him off beforehand and then turned around.
Great.
He's a real hunk. He emerges from the water. I can't keep up this facade any longer.
He was in the National Youth Theatre around the same time as me, I think, and he
Sorry, I thought we booked Christian Guru Murphy.
I know I was in the National Youth Theatre very briefly, but not as long as he was.
As a newsreader?
He used to get a lot of big parts. Most of the Bonds couldn't act, could they? I mean, but he actually can.
He's stolen a lot of your moves. There's a thing where he punches someone in the neck and it's pure Christian Guru Murphy.
If things had been different...
Classic.
I've seen the film. I was there on the night.
Oh, was it? How did you enjoy the premiere?
Lovely, yeah.
They're not that impressed, are they? You got 4 million.
I got to go to the premiere as well.
Well, who couldn't go?
No, I did go, and I found myself turning to my brother, who I brought along, and going, oh, for what are we waiting for? And he went, the Queen?
Did she come round with the ice creams?
I don't think she enjoyed it.
Does she sit with everyone, front, middle, or back? I mean, where does she choose to sit?
Front, middle, or back?
No, she's... Yeah. What the Queen does, she sits on a massive throne in front of the screen so no one can see it. She's got a big crown on, she keeps moving it around.
Sure, she was
playing in the... Nobody saw a thing.
Let's have a look and see if it's there. Yes, it is. The most talked about thing this week. Did you know, for example, 14% of cat owners think their cat is more important than their job? And the thing is, if they think that, they're probably right. Most deaths in hospitals are between the hours of 3 and 4 in the afternoon. All I'm saying is, it's only a countdown conundrum. Don't have a stroke about it. And the average man will spend 2,965 hours shaving during his lifetime. It's the bit round the balls that takes the time. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. Christian, Sean and Les, what have the nation been talking about this week?
I think definitely the ongoing Tessa Jowell story. She's left her husband now, or separated from him.
Yeah, I think you can be a bit hard on Tessa Jowell, though, because, I mean, the point is that she didn't know about the gift, and she didn't know that her mortgage had been paid off, and she didn't actually know she was married to David Mills until she read about it in the Sunday Times.
The thing is that, I mean, some people say that did they split up genuinely, or was it an attempt to save her career? Apparently, what really tipped the balance was when she found out for the last 10 years he hasn't been sending off the pools coupons. He's been pocketing the money.
He's obsessed with money, isn't he? Because he's married a woman called Tessa.
Let's do this!
Aren't we asking quite a lot of our politicians to actually notice £350,000 in their bank account?
For some of us, it's a lot of money. Channel 4 News, they paid a big bucks.
But as relationship blunders go, it's quite serious, isn't it? It's not like he's come home pissed and had a slash in the wardrobe.
Sure.
You know, you could get over that. He's ruined her career. You know, that's quite a serious thing to do, isn't it? Ruin someone's career. You can't make that up with, you know, breakfast in bed.
Politicians ruin their own careers by going on Big Brother.
Would you like me to be the cat?
Yeah, okay.
Tonight's going to be a very different kind of 8 out of 10 cats. Did you like the fellow? Did you like George Galloway?
At first, I thought he was like really crafty, he had like shifty eyes and everything, but he completely changed my mind about him by cheating and lying, and then I realised that from my gut instinct he was a very horrible man. And do you know what?
So sorry, at first you thought he had shifty eyes, and then you realised he was horrible. He really changed your mind, yeah, didn't he?
I realised he was horrible, then I realised that he was actually all right, but he weren't all right, because he turned out that he was actually horrible.
When someone changes your mind, you've got to end up in a different place than when you started. That's the whole nature of changing one's mind.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I was on a shoot today, right, and I come out, right, on... no, not like
I'm
that,
living the dream.
I am living the dream. No, right, I am living the dream, but I walked out, right, on a street, a London street, with no one else around, and who do I bump into?
Was it Batman?
No, George Galloway.
Yeah, because he's following you. Was he in the back of a van with some binoculars? Oh, what a coincidence, Chantal.
How was it when you bumped into George, then? Did you...
It's just, he asked me how my nan was, which was the first question that came out of his mouth.
How was your nan?
My nan's fine.
Are you sure that isn't just a slang expression he uses? How's your nan?
There's some place they call it a pitter.
Well, let's have a look if Tessa Jowell is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is.
The World Cup, we think.
Yeah, yes.
I think the final will probably largely be remembered for the antics of the French captain, Zinedine Zidane, who was going to quit at the end of the game anyway, but decided to take early retirement.
Yeah.
He nutted this guy in the chest. And the clip they always show is when he walks off, desolate, taking some bandage off, he walks past the World Cup, doesn't he? Which is like, there on a plinth. Right. And I thought it would have been really, really funny if he'd walked off like that and went, I'm having that and all. Because who's going to get it back off him? You go and get it. I'm not getting it off him. And they reckon that he said that the guy, Materazzi, said that accused his mother, said that his mother was a terrorist whore.
Oh, so what? Any woman over 50 goes, thank you for thinking that. If he had said your mother's an old ugly pig in a big burqa, you'd go, how fucking dare you? But your mother's an old whore, well, thanks.
Sorry, you think being called a whore is a compliment?
If you don't have a tampon in your purse, you're glad someone thinks of you sexually. Absolutely.
What is a terrorist whore? How does that work?
A terrorist whore is a woman who's sexy but heavy around the middle because she's wearing a bomb.
Right.
I think the other thing, an important point to make about the World Cup, one of the reasons that the Italians won, they were a very fresh team. They had lots of energy compared to other teams. And that's because Italian football is, well, we all know it's fixed. So technically, they haven't played a competitive match all season, those players. The whole season they've been playing games where they just kick off, knock it about for it. Time for the penalty? Yeah, go on, over you go.
Are you a football fan? Do you understand soccer?
I don't understand. I'm Jewish. We don't play sports, we sell you the equipment. I mean, it's just...
The saddest thing I saw the whole World Cup was after England went out, I went into a supermarket and on special offer they had half price England World Cup celebration cakes. Who, in their right mind, if England won the World Cup, would go, hooray! There's this cake spraying everywhere. Everyone's going, over the cake!
Shall we have a look and see whether the World Cup and Zinedine Zidane is one of the most talked about things this week? Yes, of course it is, the number one talking point. Yes, Zinedine Zidane headbutted an Italian player who accused his mother of being a terrorist whore. Zidane was brought up single-handedly by his mother, who had to work 2 jobs. She was a terrorist and a whore. Obviously, we don't mean that. Sean, Eamon and Vic, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
David Cameron's got another attention-grabbing headline scheme idea where we should apparently understand teenage hood-wearing characters.
He wants to cuddle them in the park, doesn't he?
I think he thinks things through. Because teenagers, the last thing they want is cuddles, isn't it? Wait, what's he got planned for goths? Because they don't want to be cuddled.
For goths? When I see a goth, I don't see a goth. I don't see an individual goth. I see 2 disappointed parents. They're thinking he used to be such a lovely boy, now he looks like a slutty girl. Joan, are people wearing hoodies a problem in the States?
I don't know. At my age, when I see someone coming at me with a hood, I run because I figure it's the Grim Reaper. So
Did he say he formed his opinions after watching that film Kidulthood?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So is his Criminal Justice Act's going to be based on what, Police Academy 6?
Holly, any thoughts on hoodies? Do you like them?
I don't think I want to hug one. They might nick my wallet while I'm giving them a cuddle.
I'll be honest, I think if they get a hug from you, they will have other things on their mind.
Even more reason not to.
I don't think they'll be thinking about that. I think the blood might be somewhere else.
He just comes out with stupid statements all the time. Nobody'd be surprised if he said something like, I've got an idea, elastic houses. You know, it's small if there's only two of you, but if you've got some people around, you just stretch it out. There we go, elastic houses. There we go.
That's a good idea. Moon harnesses.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It just could work. Throw a harness over the moon, two handles, pull it near. It comes nearer and nearer and nearer. We get more gravity and begin to float. It makes sense.
You're a one-man think tank.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's have a look and see whether Cameron's campaign for hoodies is one of the top 5 most talked about things.
But it is.
The average person is capable of making more than 1,000 facial expressions. And this is the one I made when I heard that statistic. KFC is the most popular fast food restaurant in China. You would have thought it would have been a Chinese. 55% of men wash their hands after going to the loo. What I do, and here's a tip for you, is I wash my winky in the morning and then I'm good for the rest of the day. Right, let's get started. Sean?
Well, I think definitely been talking about bird flu, the approach of bird flu that's coming to us. People are very worried about it, aren't they?
My mum panics because she reads all this stuff and she phoned up last week because she thought her budgie had got it, Sooty. It's got a budgie. And apparently he was just in the corner of the cage shivering and won't go up its ladder. And he loves going up his ladder, Sooty. He loves it. What happened was, turned out the grandkids had been getting him out of the cage and holding him over a globe of the world and spinning it down, and it just freaked him out. I'm too high! I'm too high!
Bird flu, horse run.
The government says don't panic. If it gets into a stress situation, just move them all inside. But that's where we are. That can't be right.
I don't think the chickens are too bothered, really, because compared to what the farmers got in store for them, flu's a bit of a holiday, really, isn't it? If I was a chicken, I'd be snogging other chickens trying to catch them.
They've been talking about 20 million people might die if the bird flu kicks off.
We're all right, we're blokes, aren't we?
Someone had to say it, Vic, and I'm glad it was you.
See what I've done there? Yeah, it's just the birds who are going to get it, isn't it?
If only, Vic. And then me and you could just run off together into the sunset.
Like we did last week.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look and see whether avian bird flu is one of the top 5 most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, the second most talked about thing this week was bird flu. The deadly H5N1 virus is close to Britain. Coincidentally, H5N1 is Bernard Matthews' postcode. Richard, Neil, Dave, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Wembley's not finished. Fuck off, really.
Big shock.
Kelsey Breeze. I was looking at some sort of report on it. It said that it's going to have 2,000 toilets. Wembley's going to have 2,000. And there's your delay. Waiting for the plumber, aren't they?
I thought, actually, that one of the problems is a language problem, isn't it, with the Australian builders? Because they used to have the rising inflection. When they finish a sentence, they rise up as if it's a question. So I think when they say, like, tomorrow you'll start work at 8, all the blokes go, that probably means about 10:30, doesn't it?
I just like the part that they were bollocking them for doing coke. I wouldn't make them do it, just make it do it all faster.
That's the answer, Kelly. People haven't been brave enough to say it, but drugs are what these builders need.
Think of what you could build with 750 million. You could have a ladder to the moon for one.
For £1?
Well, that's better than having a big stadium, isn't it? A ladder to the moon.
Yes, but if you could deliver, Vic, I'd invest.
I've got 750 million to play with. I could have a pipe that goes down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench that you could slide down and get fired out the other side.
You're right, Vic, we haven't thought this through. A ladder to the moon.
Said like that, it sounds a lot more impressive.
A ladder to the moon. Yes, Mr. Bond. To build the biggest water slide in the world. Right, let's have a look and see whether Wembley is one of the most talked about things this week.
Of course it is.
Yes, it was. 35% of you were talking about the fact that Wembley Stadium will not be ready for this year's FA Cup final. The delays have thrown the fixtures list into chaos. Chelsea will now be playing Bon Jovi in the Charity Shield. 31% of American men would abandon their partner in favour of their own safety. Is that true or is it false?
We now think it's false.
You are right, it is false. Yeah. 7% of US men would abandon a loved one if attacked by a bear. Never mind a bear, I nearly left my girlfriend when that whale came up the Thames. Dawn, David, Alan, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I imagine a lot of people are quite upset about England losing the Ashes. Well, virtually losing the second test. And I think it's stupid, really, because what we invented the game, we should just change the rules to suit us. So in that match, we should have said, yeah, we just made this new rule up. If we have tomato soup, lowest score wins. So just stuff like that. Just make up rules. If it's cloudy, no, you can't lose on a cloudy day. Just anything. You've made the sport up, you can do what you want. You're not wearing the right pants. We win.
My dad tried to get me... He's always trying to get me sporting. He tried to get me interested in cricket, right? And I hate cricket. It's so boring. He told me that the Ashes, yeah, were Ellen Daniels from Neighbours, right?
Now, obviously, a spark of interest
and I was
there.
like, Ellen Daniels, you say? And I was hooked.
Joan, have you ever seen a cricket match?
I hate sports.
You hate sports?
I go to tennis matches, I don't even turn my head, you know. The ball doesn't come back, that idiot missed it. I mean, I don't like sports. Yeah.
I don't like sport either.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Because you look like quite a sporty...
Yeah.
Have you not been... You work out, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
In indie clubs.
Big cricket fan, David? You aware of cricket?
No, more baseball.
More baseball.
Have you heard of cricket?
Of course. He forgets I was in the Outback, and I just was with all these crickets all over there.
Yeah.
You knew Fina, right?
Well, I didn't actually watch... I meant to watch it, but at the last minute, I fell pregnant. So it's been quite a few crazy weeks for me as well, so... turns out it was a scare. But no. What did she do? What did Fina do?
She stole all the food.
She stole all the food?
Yeah.
Really?
She ate a few crickets, too.
Did she?
Yeah.
People have to eat testicles, don't they?
No, it was an anus, wasn't it?
Matt ate an anus.
Someone had to eat an anus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Matt ate an anus.
Matt ate an anus?
Yes.
I see, I thought you said a marinated anus.
No.
For a second.
No. We had nothing to marinate there.
What, do you eat it like a hula hoop, like that?
On I'm a Celebrity, you claimed your maid's name was Vagina Seaman. Is that true?
Yes.
Is she real?
She's real.
Are you sure she's real?
I'm positive she's as real as this set is real. Her mother, and this is the truth, her mother loved her body part so much, she said if she had a girl, she was going to name it Vaginica. Then, no, this is true, no bull. Then she married a guy named Harry Seaman.
Harry Seaman?
She became Vaginica Seaman.
What's her middle name?
I have no idea.
She hasn't got a middle name. Suppose she doesn't need one, really. Mostly when she tells her name, she's probably just wiping the drink they've just spat in her face.
Let's get back to the Ashes. Should we have a look and see whether the Ashes is one of the most talked about things this week? Incredibly, it's the second most talked about thing. The Ashes is a best of 5, although England have controversially opted to play worst of 3. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it the moon?
Is it the moon?
They're going to build a permanent base on the moon. It's going to take $10 billion, isn't it, to get people up to the moon. And you just know that if you go on the internet, EasyJet are doing it for £17.50. One way, no hand luggage, and Stelios going, it's out of this world. You just know.
Joan Rivers, do you think Americans should be spending this kind of money going to the moon?
I think to spend $10 billion to go to the moon is disgusting. They should spend on something important like jewelry. You could get 3 really nice pieces of my jewelry on QVC.
You've really cut to the core of this issue, I think.
A great ring or some stupid trip to the moon? Who gives a f***? I couldn't care less.
Well, let's have a look and see if it's up there.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is. The next round is Believe It or Not. I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Dave, Sally and Dave, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
I like being older because I can do what I want whenever I want.
Movies are cheaper.
My husband is all mine. No more competition from the job.
I find in retrospect that I spent a lot of time doing meaningless things for people I didn't really like, for organizations I didn't really believe in.
I can't get pregnant anymore.
Some very old people there. Here is your related statistic. 31% of over 65s believe that their age gives them the right to behave badly. Is that true or false?
That sounds awful, but I think it's true. I think they go, sod it, I'm old, I'm going to moan.
31% of over 65s think they're living in 1944 anyway, don't they? They don't know where they are. And they drive that way as well. That's behaving badly. Last time they passed the test was in a Saracen armoured car at El Alamein. Driving in there, stickers in the back window, I lost a leg at Dunkirk and all that. They do, they drive as if they're permanently looking for a parking space.
I saw a documentary where this woman, she was 96 and she did wing walking. You know where they go on a plane, in a stunt plane. When she landed, she had the face of a 16-year-old. All the wrinkles had been blown back, down her back, and congregated in her knickers.
I remember driving back from Blackpool once, right?
You've lived a life.
Rock on! And there was an old woman driving the opposite way up the hard shoulder. And I stopped and I said, "Are you all right, love? Is this the way to Blackpool?" And I went, "No, you've got to all go that way, and then the other side, they all go that way." And she was just carried on.
Well, there's that old story or urban myth about an old woman following her husband up who's coming back on the M65 and saying, "Be careful, I've just had a report on the radio that there's a mad bastard driving the wrong way up the M65. He said, one mad bastard, there's hundreds."
Oh, it's funny up north, isn't it?
They always go shopping on a Saturday dinner time. They've got all fucking week to go shopping, haven't they? All week. And you're in a hurry on a Saturday dinner time, they're in the queue with the coupons. And do you take Bird's Eye? And do you take... How much is it? 175. Give him here, £2. F*** off. Go on.
The thing is, Dave, I can't understand why you keep using the word they.
Get back. It's a family show. OK, 31% of the over 65s believe their age gives them the right to behave badly. True or false? What do you think?
I think they think it's true. We all seem to agree on this.
You think it's true? Well, I can tell you that the answer is false.
Oh, no.
Only 3% of pensioners think that their age gives them the right to behave badly. And the three in question are Foggy, Compo and Clegg. OK, Sean, Julian and Edith, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
Yeah, there's Dick Shepherd just about to attempt to go through our special seaside special van. I think it's well and truly on fire now. Here he comes up to the approach. Here he goes, keep your fingers crossed. And he's through! Well, he's right the way through. It is still on fire. And let's see if he's going to get out all right. We're just all keeping our fingers crossed at this stage. The fire seems to be... No, the fire's still there underneath the bonnet. They're just at this very moment trying to get him out. Yes, there he goes. They're tipping it up. Still very much on fire, I'm afraid. And they're just trying to pull him out right now. Yes, Dick is, I think, all right in there. Yes, he's definitely all right. I can see Dick moving inside there, so everything seems to be all right. Yes, here he comes. He's all right, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, Dick Shepherd. He's made it. A nice round of applause. Well done, Dick.
Dick Shepherd.
You know, people talk about how, like, telly wasn't like it used to be. You know? That was a Saturday night. It was a show called Saturday Special. So the highlight of the show was him driving into a removal van on fire. That was it. That was the finale of the night. You drive into it and then you crawl out. Ta-da!
OK, your related statistic. 21% of men admit to having done something that put their life in danger in order to impress a woman. True or false?
I think it's false, because I think it's higher. Because I think men think that switching off the PlayStation is putting their life in danger.
Julian, has a man ever done anything to impress you?
He did come round to my house driving a Fiat. That did the trick.
Have you?
What, have I ever done anything to impress women?
Watch loose women.
Yeah. I think the best way to impress women is take her to a car boot sale. Get anything you want. Money's no object.
You silver-tongued you.
That glove, have it. There's a dashboard from a Vauxhall Viva there. Take it away, it's yours.
21% of men admit having done something to put their life in danger in order to impress a woman. True or false?
It's true.
True.
Well, I can tell you that the answer is true. 21% of men have done something to put their life in danger to impress a woman. Once, driving a girl home, I turned into traffic without checking the blind spot properly. Man, she was turned on. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Sean, Christian and Lauren, you're up first. Have a look at this clip to illustrate your statistic.
Jesus loves the little children, all the little children of the world. Red or yellow, black or white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. 'Cause everything is beautiful in every way, like a starry summer night or snow-covered winter's day.
That was Neil Martin on Seaside Special in 1979 singing about Jesus. Here is your related statistic.
Right, okay.
62% of people who claim to hear the voice of God say that He has a posh accent. Is that true or false?
Well, firstly, I'm worried that you're polling people who hear the voice of God. Well, it's funny when people hear voices. They always hear voices to make them do bad things. Never hear voices say, go home, do the washing up, go to bed early. Have a nice mug of cocoa. Really, I should be out killing people.
I had a voice in my head and it got bored with me.
Do you remember that, the Greatest Britain poll that was a couple of years ago? I read that they did an American one. Do you know who got voted for the greatest American ever by Americans? Jesus.
Wow.
Seriously, it was Jesus.
Christian, you proud American?
Yeah,
right now.
I wonder if it's like...
Oh, God.
OK, true or false?
I'd say yes, they do.
Well, I can tell you you're absolutely right. It is
wow,
true.
What a feeling.
62% of people who claim to have heard the voice of God say He has a posh accent. Fair enough, I can't imagine God being a Cockney. You nail my boy to what, you toilet? OK, Dave, Johnny and Rob, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
I mean, a bike's a bike. How do you describe a bike?
If you have a bicycle but can't really describe it.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't lock my bike. I didn't think it necessary. I just left it in my back way and...
And you leave your bike without a lock.
No one lock-pinched it round here. Well, somebody pinched it, didn't they?
And leave valuables in your saddlebag.
I'd rather not see what's in the saddlebag. It's personal.
You may well lose your bike for good.
That was a public information film there about bike theft. Here's your related statistic. 16% of Brits would steal a child's bike if it were their only means of getting home after a drunken night out. Is that true or false?
I'd steal a pram.
You'd have to be pissed to even try and ride a kid's bike, though, wouldn't you, really? You wouldn't do that, no, with them little streamers coming out of handlebars like that. You'll never take me alive, copper!
Johnny, if you sat on a kid's bike, you wouldn't be able to see the front wheel.
That's the beauty of it. God, and the posh voice is going, use your left hand and your right hand and allow gravity to send you home, fat fellow. There's a skip with a handy ramp. You can jump that police car.
This is like watching a breakdown.
What do you mean, like?
Dave, what do you think, true or false?
True. And if they've got a little basket on the front for a kebab...
There's no like it in 70 with a snack. The meat starts to bounce up and you can catch it like a seal.
Well, I can tell you, you're absolutely right.
Hey!
We got a point. Yes. We got a point. 16% of Brits would steal a child's bike if it were their only means of getting home after a drunken night out. How are the drunk kids going to get home? Steal a car, I suppose. On their first mission, 75% of astronauts what?
Never left Earth.
Do you think they landed on the moon? Do you think that's a genuine thing? Nah.
Well, you can see the shadows of the photos.
Well, there's proof if ever we needed it.
Oh, sorry.
And the flag's flying.
But there's wind on the moon. The moon's very windy. Oh, he's been
The moon
there.
is not windy.
Yes, it is very windy.
It is not windy. Otherwise, they'd have built a windmill up there or something like that.
I'm prepared to go toe-to-toe with the hardest man in England on this one. It's bloody windy up there.
Wind is air blowing around, you see. It's air blowing about.
That's quite windy.
That's
On the
why
moon.
it makes it comes in your face with the air.
Of course there's
There
air on
isn't
the moon,
air
you
on the
idiot.
moon.
Let's all just take a moment.
There's air. There's no oxygen on the moon. There is air. It just hasn't got any oxygen in it. And
What's
gets
it made
hotter
of then?
and hotter.
Yoghurt?
What's it made of then?
Other stuff.
You would make the best science professor in the world. Other stuff, moony air. Write it down. On their first mission, 75% of astronauts what?
Play with their own piss like this. Woo, woo. Whoa, whoa.
They eat the packed lunch before they get to the stratosphere. Nothing left for the rest now.
Demand a lot of air miles from NASA.
No, I think you'll find there's no air up there.
Oh, sorry.
There is air. It's moon air. We're doing a whole series about it soon. About moon air.
Or, just for fun, one of them goes... "Tss." Can anyone hear that?
I bet at least one of them goes, are we there yet? It's taken ages.
But you didn't have to do that in a northern accent.
Yeah, I did because I was trying to be stupid. It's something to do with their stomachs. Any thoughts?
I wish they hadn't had a curry last night.
Throw up.
Throw up is exactly the right answer. Well done, Griff.
He did that one.
Good, we got a point.
Yes, on their first mission, 75% of astronauts throw up. Of course, the other 25% blow up. Your related statistic, 16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscope. Do you think that's true or false?
What are you?
I'm a Virgo.
Ha.
What are you then, Fiona?
I'm a Piscean.
A Piscean?
Least likely to kill somebody in your family if you're a Piscean.
Least likely to kill someone... You are clutching at straws.
Close.
Here's some advice, don't put that in a personal ad.
Tom Bowers. Apart from the magpies, obviously. You've got to see two magpies, haven't you?
That's typical school.
Well, hang on, you must see two magpies every day, surely.
Several.
Would you call yourself lucky?
Absolutely. Every time I go past a building site, somebody goes...
Well, and then you get lucky.
Bill, come here. I want to make love to you, Bill.
I don't think it's ever happened before, but I imagine this weekend it's going to be happening a lot. Builders, if you're watching, please, for us.
Can you make bird noises? I don't
Some
think...
of them, yeah.
I can make the one of a bird hitting a pavement. It's the only one I do, really.
I would like a chaffinch.
Yeah.
No, chaffinch, all right. It's like a fast bowler running up, and so he goes... bowl.
That's countdown.
No, he comes up... Bum, 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 bowl.
Well, that's what the bird makes that noise.
Did Bill just stand up then? Amazing. That's extraordinary. A man actually gets out of his seat and is smaller than when he was sitting down.
Bill Oddie, I've had it up to here.
Have you really had Bill Oddie up to there?
You bloody haven't.
Yeah, I used to work on a building site, Lee.
But you don't know what this one is. This is for true. This is true. It goes...
That's not an impression of a bird.
It is!
That's a midlife crisis, is what that is, Bill.
It's one of the best-loved birds in the country.
Is it a blackbird on a moped?
Is it a forgetful sparrow? Remember where it is?
It's a puffin. Is it? Yes.
Ah, very well loved. I'm always bumping into puffins. Can I just remind us, and I think you may find this amusing, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you what the question is. 16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscopes. True or false? The f*** are you people talking about? You think it's true?
Oh, aye.
What do you think?
We think it's false.
The answer is true. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Wayne Rooney and his new £100,000 mega deal with Manchester United?
I love the way that every time Wayne Rooney gets a new deal, we see a picture within 24 hours of Colleen grinning her head off with 27 bags of shopping.
I've got to say, she's earned it.
Yeah.
But the problem with these deals is that launches all these people going, oh, they get paid too much. And then the footballers counteract by saying, yeah, but the fans, they're always shouting nasty things at me. And you're like, for 100 grand a week, I'd stay in the middle of the pitch at Wembley for 2 weeks and let you shout nasty things at me. But you're not bad. Yeah, I know. 1, 2, 3. Hello, can I get an account balance, please? Your mum's a knobhead. Yeah, but you should see her house.
She bought him a £30,000 watch for his birthday and a Louis Vuitton man bag and a goal set from Argos. You can take the girl out of Liverpool, but you can't get the catalogue off her, can you?
She also got him a picture of Robbie Williams' he's doing a Mooney, and there's a danger that he'll mistake it for a mirror, isn't there?
I thought it was a portrait because the eye kept following him around the room.
She got all these brilliant people, Mike Tyson to sign things, U2 and Blue. They're not together, are they?
Are Blue not together?
Sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, what a way to hear it. Let's have a look and see if Wayne Rooney's up there. Yes, it is. Yes. Wayne Rooney turned 21 this week. He received an Aston Martin, priceless sporting memorabilia and a £30,000 watch. I tell you what, though, he would have been happier with a tyre and a rope. We've got one more thing to guess. Fingers on buzzers. What else? Sean.
Is it the Richmond Council's decision to charge 4x4s lots of money to park?
Tell me more about this. What do you think of it?
I've got one. But I don't live in London. And I like it.
You like it?
Yes.
Well, that's fine then.
They're the most privileged people in society, usually people who have 4x4s, and then suddenly they're a victim. It's like, why are they picking on me? Just because I've got a 4x4. I think it should be more. I think it should be £1,000. F*** 'em.
That seems fair enough.
Yeah. You get let off the fine and all that, but they're encouraging these electric cars. Tell me again, how do you make electricity? It's not exactly a clean fuel, is it?
The way they make electricity, those big power stations, there's thousands of blokes with full heads of hair and balloons going like that. Just thousands of them. Dwarves. It's funny with dwarves. Thousands of dwarves. Balloons.
I think they should call it, you know, they've got names for these taxis that they put in. They should just call it the tax. And
that's a bit harsh.
I know. They should
All right, fat boy, easy.
That's 2-0.
I'm defending the pregnant lady.
I started it.
No, I like the fat guy. Go on.
Oh, thanks, mate.
This is like a pub car park.
Leave it, it's not worth it. Let's have a look and see if the new 4x4 tax is one of the most talked about things. Yes, it is. The next round is called the poll with a hole. Here's your first question. 17% of church leaders think if Jesus came back to Earth now, he would what?
Be very old?
He definitely points out that the Da Vinci Code is a load of I didn't marry Mary Magdalene. Moved to France. I hate France.
I think he'd be a bit too soapboxy. A little know-it-all-y. Don't you think?
No. Clue what you're on about, Scott.
Do you think if he came back, he would be sectioned on the first day? Hello, I'm Jesus Christ. Right, come with us. Have a nice cup of tea and a sit down.
Who's to say I haven't come back?
Yes, I am. That is an exclusive. Of course, claiming to be Jesus is quite insulting to the Christians, but it doesn't really matter. They don't take it that seriously. They're probably out there now thinking, if I get hold of that Sean Locke, I'm going to bloody well forgive him.
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue on this one. It's about his choice of vehicle.
He'd have his own jet.
He'd have hover boots.
Classic hippie-ish.
Is it a VW van?
Yeah.
Exactly the right answer. Yeah, this is 17% of church leaders think if Jesus came back to Earth now, he would drive a camper van. I suppose it's better that Jesus Christ has a camper van rather than a Yamaha. You don't want him doing a skid and killing a kid and busting his on a dustbin lid.
I think definitely he'd be talking about bird flu, the approach of bird flu that's coming to us. People are very worried about it, aren't they?
My mum panics because she reads all this stuff and she phoned up last week because she thought her budgie had got it, Sooty. She's got a budgie. And apparently he was just in the corner of the cage shivering and won't go up its ladder. And he loves going up his ladder, Sooty. He loves it. What happened was, turned out the grandkids had been getting him out of the cage and holding him over a globe of the world and spinning it down, and it just freaked him out. I'm too high! I'm too high!
Bird
Bird flu. Horse run.
The government says don't panic. If it gets into a stress situation, just move them all inside. But that's where we are. That can't be right.
I don't think the chickens are too bothered, really, because compared to what the farmer's got in store for them, flu's a bit of a holiday, really, isn't it? But if I was a chicken, I'd be snogging other chickens trying to catch them.
They've been talking about 20 million people might die if the bird flu kicks off.
We're all right, we're blokes, aren't we?
Someone had to say it, Vic, and I'm glad it was you.
See what I've done there? Yeah, it's just the birds who are going to get it, isn't it?
If only, Vic. And then me and you could just run off together into the sunset.
Like we did last week.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look and see whether avian bird flu is one of the top 5 most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, the second most talked about thing this week was bird flu. The deadly H5N1 virus is close to Britain. Coincidentally, H5N1 is Bernard Matthews' postcode. Richard, Neil, Dave, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Wembley's not finished. Really?
Yeah. Big shock.
No surprise. I was looking at some sort of report on it. It said that it's going to have 2,000 toilets. Wembley's going to have 2,000. And there's your delay. Waiting for the plumber, aren't they?
I thought, actually, that one of the problems is a language problem, isn't it, with the Australian builders? Because they used to have the rising inflection. When they finish a sentence, they rise up as if it's a question. So I think when they say, like, tomorrow you'll start work at 8, all the blokes go, that probably means about 10:30, doesn't it?
I just like the part that they were bollocking them for doing coke. I wouldn't make them do it, just make it do it all faster.
That's the answer, Kelly. People haven't been brave enough to say it, but drugs are what these builders need.
Think of what you could build with 750 million. You could have a ladder to the moon for £1.
For £1?
Well, that's better than having a big stadium, isn't it? A ladder to the moon.
Yes, but if you could deliver, Vic, I'd invest.
I've got 750 million to play with. I could have a pipe that goes down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench that you could slide down and get fired out the other side.
You're right, Vic, we haven't thought this through. A ladder to the moon.
Said like that, it sounds a lot more impressive.
A ladder to the moon. Yes, Mr. Bond. They built the biggest water slide in the world.
The problem you've got with the ladder to the moon, though, is where do you build it? You've got to have enough...
Do you mean a base camp?
Yeah.
Anglesey.
Hang on, who'd hold it?
Oh, no, it's got a metal base.
Oh, right.
Set into concrete, Richard.
Sorry, mate. Right, let's have a look and see whether Wembley is one of the most talked about things this week.
Of course it is.
Yes, it was. 35% of you were talking about the fact that Wembley Stadium will not be ready for this year's FA Cup final. The delays have thrown the fixtures list into chaos. Chelsea will now be playing Bon Jovi in the Charity Shield. Did you know, for example, in this year's Big Brother, there were a staggering 6.5 million votes cast, meaning whoever wins has a clear mandate to invade North Korea. Of course, the title of Big Brother is taken from the George Orwell novel 1984, although this year's casting was inspired by Animal Farm. 80% of the Big Brother applicants are between 16 and 24. The rest have significantly higher IQs. Let's get started. The next round is called The Poll with a Hole. We've unearthed some fascinating facts about Big Brother. Unfortunately, each statistic is missing one salient piece of information, so it's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. Schornstein, 10% of Big Brother viewers think that science is what?
Is his surname, and his first name is Head of.
Science is history.
It's his story, which is mine. What would you like to know?
I think I know already enough.
I don't think you do.
I feel like I picked up a pirate radio station.
It's to do with your name, Science.
Is it your real name?
Christened name.
Yeah. Citizen science to you, though, please.
Yeah, no, Science the Great, as far as I'm concerned, but Kieran Harvey, if I was the authorities.
Yeah.
10% of Big Brother viewers think that Science is...
Not his real name.
Not his real name? He's close, but not right. I'm going to have to tell you. 10% of Big Brother viewers think that science is a stupid name.
Only 10%.
Where did you get the name then? Did you give it to yourself?
No, I didn't. It came because of the way that I produce music, the way that I write lyrics and the things that I talk about, basically. The science of life, the science of culture, the science of dreams.
Boom.
And to aspire.
Give us a little taste of that.
What shall I talk about? Give me a topic then.
8 out of 10 cats.
8 out of 10 cats. All right, and I'm having a chit-chat in 8 out of 10 cats with Jimmy Carr and the rest of the gang. But you know that I'm the man, yeah, I'm a man, not a man's man, but you got to overstand. Now, don't be hunger, because I got a hunger. And since I've been in the house, I come out a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Put it to minor. A little glitch in the Matrix.
Dave, 34% of people would like to see Derek what?
Like, see Derek, he's here, look. Press play and record. You have a tape of him.
Kiss Jeremy. It's got to be. Got to be that.
Take the plums out his mouth. Not mine.
Later, Jeremy, later. What have I done?
You know what I'd like you to see more of you doing? Bending with your knees rather than your back. Do they not send you on a lifting and handling course? Every time I've watched you, you're doing the wrong thing. You're just asking for disc trouble later on in life.
34% of people weren't as caring as you.
Could it be something absurd as leading the Conservative Party?
I'm going to give you that. Yes, 34% of people would like to see Derek start his own political party. Derek, do you think you'd be good at that?
No, I'm a follower, not a leader. I follow people. They're usually tall, dark and very handsome.
Thank you very much, Derek, but I'm going to say no.
Nikki's tantrums. I switched on the first time. She's in the diary room. I thought I'm watching kids say the funniest things. Where's Barrymore?
You want to have a little look at some of her finest moments?
That was brilliant, yeah.
Let's have a look at some hissy fits.
I'm not fucking having that! Who is she? Who is she?
It's a little bit sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Super Nanny, just go, fuck that.
Did you never think, I'll give her a slap?
Just a sly one.
Yeah, just a little one. Like you kick the cat, like nonchalantly.
She's a granny in a young body, but she doesn't mean no harm.
Thanks for that, Jane. Also, thanks for not eating her.
They all did look a bit crazy when they walked in. It looked like that bar out of Star Wars.
The only thing missing was the funny music. That's not Star Wars.
Thanks, Shabazz.
Crikey!
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Look, guys,
You're
I've
obviously
got to
capable
tell
of
you.
appearing on the show.
I've got to tell you, I actually...
Shabazz! Can you let Jimmy get on with his fucking show, please?
I think I'm going to make Jade a prefect. She's in charge of the special bus over there.
I need some paracetamol, seriously, I really do.
I never get headaches.
I've got a really bad headache. You
Eugene doesn't get headaches. Why is that?
I never get headaches. For some reason, I never get them. I sometimes get like a pain in my head, which clears up. It's like a Sellafield works out in that.
Well, let's have a look and see if Nikki is up there. Yes, indeed. Nikki's tantrums were the most memorable thing about Big Brother this year. I don't want to be unkind to Nikki. I like her, but she has got a forehead like a Klingon taking a shit. Right, Seanstein, what else have people been talking about?
Grace chucking water on Susie.
Was it people just presuming that Gracie was a little bit of a bitch in the house?
Oh, no.
Not here, obviously, you're lovely. But that's because she's sat here. Thank you. Nice try.
Let's have a look at some of Grace's finest moments and judge for ourselves whether she is, in fact, a massive bitch.
She's a fucking stupid bitch, that fucking one there.
That's fine, Ashley.
feel like I'm living with a golden retriever. She's a fucking boring,
Why is she here? She's
old
had her
hag.
life.
Her great big silicone chunky thunder thighs.
Sorry. Oh my God!
Finally asked me hot.
Certainly no Lady Grace.
Yeah, no, you use.
Hey! Let's be nice, she's our guest, but seriously, dashing water in someone's face, you better know yourself.
Okay, put my hands up, what I do, bitch. But you know, I say what most 21-year-old girls say sometimes.
I think you're a really, really nice guy. I don't think there's anything the matter with you. I don't think you're that bitchy. Leah, she's a fucking bitch. Mikey, do you think she's a bitch?
No, she's not a bitch. She's a good girl.
That is the correct answer.
She's my bitch.
She's my bitch.
Well, I think people are getting very excited about the Live 8 concerts in Hyde Park. I think people are getting very excited. If anyone's lucky enough to have tickets for it, don't go to the toilet when Dido's on, because there'll be massive queues. But the thing I didn't know was that there's those gigs going all over the world, but all the African artists are doing this special gig in Cornwall. I thought, there's a lot of African people in this country. I don't think one of them lives in frigging Cornwall. And I'd like to see the instructions they get. You get to Heathrow, come out of the airport, turn left, and just keep going for about 7 hours. Don't get stuck behind a caravan, you'll never make it. Bob Geldof said, he said, I'm not putting African artists on the bill in Hyde Park, because I think people will switch off. And I think it shows he's got a very low opinion of us. What does he think? Like, an African artist comes on, I go, oh, bollocks, it's an African, like that. Watch ITV, world's maddest waiters on ITV. I'm not watching that.
It's really odd, though, how saving the world makes you look like hell, because he looks terrible. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
You think, growing green grass and saving starving people would make you look pretty or better or something. But the more he saves the world, the more he looks like Satan.
The G8 protests start next week. And basically, G8 protests are like Christmas for anarchists, aren't they? That's when they get really, whoo-hey! Yeah, we chuck stuff at the police, whoo-hey! They get very excited about that. That's all going to start next week.
So is that different to Live 8, G8?
Yeah.
I've got tickets for that.
What do you think, Deborah? Are you going to go?
No, I'm not going to go. I will have it on if I'm allowed. Because
what do you mean if you're allowed?
Well, usually I'm not allowed to put anything that I want on. It's got to be Thomas the Tank Engine or... Oh.
Is your partner a bit slow?
It's 2.5.
13% of Americans are afraid of what?
Their own shadow. Because it'll be massive, won't it? Behind them. Jesus, what's... Oh, it's me.
Have you been to America?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like it?
No.
But no, I think Americans are really afraid of...
If you can't say it, that's fine. Yeah. Is it making love to a woman, Scott?
Yeah. Is it?
I have, I've been with a woman.
Yeah, I've done loads of blokes. Oh, hang on.
All right.
I think what you're trying to say is that 13% of Americans are afraid of Bush.
Yeah.
I think they're afraid of going for a walk. They drive everywhere. The only time you see an American out of his car is he's chasing a donut going down a hill.
This is feeling very anti-American to me, this whole part of this.
Scott,
I have something to say.
Scott, think of it as friendly fire.
All right.
You were close with Bush, you were close with going for a walk.
Going for a walk with the president.
The answer is 13% of Americans are afraid of being alone in a forest. The other 87% are happily holed up in a log cabin with an M16 waiting for the federal government to fall. OK, only 7% of builders regularly what?
Pull the pants up.
Only 7% of builders regularly shout, "Oi, darling, I'd like to get to know you as a person."
To you. Or say, stuff me, I finished a week early, I'll give you £2 back. It's not going to happen. Is it fall off ladders? Because they're thick as shit, aren't they? Some of them. No, there should be a sign at the top of the ladder that says stop. Because
It's kind of refreshment related.
Come back from lunch.
Turn up sober.
Only 7% of builders regularly take tea breaks.
Oh,
Most prefer to add all their tea breaks together and turn up 2 weeks late. This is from a Police Review magazine survey from May 2005. 80% of British police want a what?
Slap.
I don't know. Friend? But I don't know anybody who's got a friend who's a policeman.
I've got an undercover friend. A friend who's an undercover policeman.
Who is he?
Well,
What's
he was.
What's he called?
I can't say because
No, what's he called?
He's undercover.
No, but tell us his name.
Compton.
Compton. Mr. Compton. What's it? Whereabouts?
No, that's his first name. He's really cool as well. I shouldn't talk too much about him because
He's called Compton?
Yeah, Compton.
Because he's now kicking the telly, going, shut up! He's
really
in a
cool
crack
as
den.
well.
He's in a crack den. They're watching this, and he's going, but then they go, you're Compton.
Sorry,
what are you doing? No! No, I actually got a picture of him here. There we go.
I've suddenly remembered. I've got a relation who's a copper, but he's a mounted copper in Canada. He means stuff. Oh, yes.
I think I know him.
He's a mounted. Sorry, I just got that. Sorry.
OK, 80% of British police want a what?
They want a bigger truncheon.
It's sort of, you're along the right lines. A gun?
A gun.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's a stun gun.
Is it?
Yeah. OK, 62% of British men don't know their partner's what?
A man.
Maybe they don't know their partner's eye colour. That's a hard one to remember.
I'm just trying to remember if my girlfriend's got eyes.
I'd imagine no. Pin number.
No, I'll give you a clue. Yeah, pin number, you're very close.
Partner's...
Phone number. Mobile phone number.
Correct.
Oh, damn.
Yes, 62% of British men don't know their partner's mobile telephone number. I don't need to know my girlfriend's mobile number. She rings me every 6 minutes. Yes, I still love you.
Blind.
And my question is, the Irish spend 21 minutes on foreplay. Do Britons spend more or less time than that?
I just have a bit confused. When does foreplay start? When do you start the stopwatch? When officially does it start?
Well, I think starting the stopwatch often ruins the mood.
Yes. Depends whether it includes my 15 minutes of begging. Really, pleading. No,
Does that include getting your credit card checked and everything? Because
I thought the Irish take 21 minutes because, well, you can't rush a Guinness, can you? And
They also love the crack.
it's got to be less, do you think?
I think it...
21 minutes?
Yeah,
That's a long time. That's 40 minutes a month.
So what do you think, Dave? What are you going to go for?
Less.
Well, in fact, the Brits not only spend more time than the Irish, but also more time than any other nation. We spend an incredible 23 minutes on foreplay. We're clearly too emotionally repressed to ask for sex, so we keep beating around the bush. What nation do you think spent the least amount of time?
Swiss.
The Swiss.
I bet they timed it beautifully, though, didn't they?
The Americans, one yank and they're off.
Well, in fact, the population of Thailand came bottom of the poll, spending just 11.5 minutes on foreplay. Me love you long time, indeed. Best way to avoid talking to someone on a plane?
As soon as the flight starts, ask them if they have a personal relationship with Jesus.
Or what I always do is play an imaginary trombone. Or just put a blanket over your head and go.
Just look them in the eye and say, shut the up.
If you start reading, they leave you alone, usually.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
Yes, the best way to avoid talking to someone on a plane is reading. I think something light is normally best, maybe an Al-Qaeda pamphlet.